My kids taught me something that made me a better realtor. Not a book, not a course, my kids. Here's what I mean. Somewhere around 2009, I noticed something that bothered me. My kids were learning English from YouTube songs. They could sing every single line. But Urdu, our language, our voice as a family, it was nowhere on their screens. I felt a real fear. What if my children never feel Urdu the way I did? So I started building small Urdu apps on iPhone, not for money, just for home, for culture, specifically for my kids. That decision opened a door I never expected. And that door eventually led me to something that changed how I see every buyer and seller I work with them today. We built an app called Urdu Writer. It let people type in Urdu and share it anywhere: Twitter, Facebook, email, SMS, you name it. We thought maybe a few thousand people would use it. Instead, it got more than 150,000 downloads per day, millions of sessions. People are not running from Urdu. The digital tools were simply failing them. The need was always there, but it was silent, it was hidden, it was very quiet. But even after Urdu Writer, something was still off. The script on screen did not look like Urdu. For most people in South Asia, Urdu lives in typeface, which is known as Nastaliq, as you can see on the screen. Image number 1 is Nask, and image number 2 is Nastali. So you see the difference, right? Typing Urdu in the wrong style felt empty. Technically right, but emotionally wrong. So, and that's when something clicked for me. People do not always know how to ask for what they truly need. Very simple. In 2014, I wrote a letter to Tim Cook and Jonathan Ive. I explained that Urdu on iPhone was useful, but without Nastaliq typeface that we just talked previous slide, one slide ago, it did not feel like Urdu. Without Nastaliq, it's not Urdu, right? So a week later, Apple called. Surprise. They shipped Nastaliq system-wide across iPhone, Mac, and Apple Watch when they introduced iPhone 10 in iOS 11. So that experience taught me something I carry with me every day. What looks small to a company can feel essential, remember, essential to the person on the other side, right? So that experience is what led me to the Kano model. So what is it? Professor Noriaki Kano created this framework in the late 1980s. He studied why some things create trust and why some create joy, why some feel useless, and why some actually annoy people. So what he did, he found that every experience falls into 5 categories, all right? Once you understand these categories, stop guessing what people need. And these 5 categories are basics, performance, excitement needs, indifferent needs, and reverse needs. Once you understand those 5 different needs, you start seeing it clearly, that what the user actually want, or what the customer want, or client want in our case. The model works on 2 axes, as you can see: functionality and satisfaction, all right? Satisfaction and functionality. So the surprising part is that doing more does not always means better. Remember that. Sometimes it means worse. That is where most real estate agents get it wrong. I'll tell you why. So let's talk about the first category, which is a basic needs. These are the quiet expectation. Things client never mention because they assume they are already there. Remember, thankless things. In real estate, this means fast replies, clear next steps, CO and permit checks, typical, right? Respect for their time. Clients will never thank you for these super thankless job, thankless tasks. But they will absolutely leave you if you miss one. Basics do not win trust. Please write it down somewhere. Basics do not win trust. They protect trust. That is a meaningful difference. They protect the trust, but they're not going to win the trust. What kind of trust? The default one. The one somebody assumed that this is what your job is and this is exactly what you're going to do. Now, let's come to the second one. Performance needs. They are measurable. All right. The better you do, the happier clients become. This is accurate pricing, real strategy, strong negotiation, clean timelines, working well with the partners and vendors in deal. Performance shows skill. Very simple. It creates satisfaction and it moves things forward with confidence. Like how you're talking to the attorney, are you keeping them in the loop, lenders and inspections, appraisal, all these kind of details comes in that performance is how well you are communicating, how well you are integrating all those partners in the process. Now let's talk about the excitement needs. So interestingly, excitement needs are the pleasant surprises. Clients do not ask for these. They do not even know they want them, but they feel them immediately. A quick voice note checking in, or a short video walking them through inspection notes, or simple short video to say hi, what's going on, where they are, what's going on with their deal and whatnot. A simple checklist for closing week, what they have to be prepared with, beside the attorney, whatever the attorney going to send. But if you send them some of the details beforehand, oh my God, it does wonder. So these small touches create a real connection. They make clients feel seen, and that is what they remember. Remember this. Make them feel that they are the VIP. This is where things, work in your favor for long term. Then there are two categories most people skip, and different needs are things clients simply do not care about. Extra material, over design presentation, stuff that feels impressive to us but means nothing to them. And reverse needs are things one person loves and another person dislikes. Too many calls, too many text messages. It's get that kind of feeling what this person prefer, text or call, and frequency. All right, you can get the feeler. So over communication that starts to feel like pressure, step away from it. Kano's simple rule is this: protect the basics, improve your performance, add small moments of excitement, and ignore the rest. Simple. This is what every client interaction should aim for. You see where the chart is, where's this, the bullseye is. This is what your aim is supposed to be. Basics locked in, performance constantly improving, and at least one genuine moment of delight that they did not see it coming. This is gonna seal the deal for life. Not just one single deal. They will talk about you everywhere. So the Urdu story is not a text story. All right, this is how it started. It's a human story. It shows how easy it is to miss what someone truly needs when they cannot quite say it themselves. Real estate clients carry the same silent expectation. They want clarity. They want transparency. They want calm. They want someone who understands what they feel even before they can put words to it. Remember that. So Kano gives us that lens. Basic protect trust, performance drives result, excitement creates loyalty. Again, basics protect trust, performance drives results, excitement creates loyalty. If we serve this way, every single client feels like a VIP, as I said earlier, right? So over 500 million people speak or understand Urdu. When I was building Urdu writer or pushing for Nastaliq typeface or font on iPhone, I was not thinking about that number. I was just fixing something that felt wrong in my close circle. And small actions can go wide, right? That is the same opportunity I see on Long Island. Protect the basics, raise the standard on every transaction, add the touches that actually matter to people. Not by doing more, by doing what is right. I'm Muds with Oversaw Real Estate. You can find me on every platform at Hello Muds. Thank you guys. I'll see you around. Bye.